Hey guys, welcome to day 259 of the Bible in a Year plan. Today, we will be reading Job 37 through 39, Revelation 21, and Psalm 103. If you need to read more about this plan, visit the High Quality Gospel website with the link in the description of the episode and the podcast. Please leave a like and follow the podcast to stay up to date with new episodes. Now, let's begin with reading Job 37. My heart pounds at this and leaps from my chest, but listen to his thunderous voice and the rumbling that comes from his mouth. He lets it loose beneath the entire sky, his lightning to the ends of the earth. Then there comes a roaring sound. God thunders with a majestic voice. He does not restrain the lightning when his grumbling voice is heard. God thunders wondrously with his voice. He does great things that we cannot comprehend. For he says to the snow, fall to the earth, and the torrential rains, his mighty torrential rains, serve as his sign to all mankind, so that all men may know his work. The wild animals enter their lairs and stay in their dens. The windstorm comes from its chamber, and the gold from the driving north winds. Ice is formed by the breath of God, and watery expanses are frozen. He saturates clouds with moisture. He scatters his lightning through them. They swirl about, turning round and round at his direction, accomplishing everything he commands them over the surface of the inhabited world. He causes this to happen for punishment, for his land, or for his faithful love. Listen to this, Job. Stop and consider God's wonders. Do you know how God directs his clouds or makes their lightning flash? Do you understand how the clouds float, those wonderful works of him who has perfect knowledge? You whose clothes get hot when the south wind brings calm to the land? Can you help God spread out the skies, as hard as the cast metal mirror? Teach us what we should say to him. We cannot prepare our case because of our darkness. Should he be told that I want to speak? Can a man speak when he is confused? Now no one can even look at the sun when it's in the skies, after a wind has swept through and cleared the sky. Out of the north he comes, shrouded in a golden glow. Awesome majesty surrounds him. The Almighty, we cannot reach him. He is exalted in power. He will not violate justice and abundant righteousness. Therefore men fear him. He does not look favorably on any of those who are wise in heart. Then the Lord answered Job from the whirlwind. He said, Who is this who obscures my counsel with ignorant words? Get ready to answer me like a man. When I question you, you will inform me. Where were you when I established the earth? Tell me, if you have understanding, who fixed its dimensions? Certainly you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? What supports its foundations? Or who laid its cornerstone, while the morning stars sang together, and all the sons of God shouted for joy? Who enclosed the sea behind doors, when it burst from the womb, when I made the clouds its garment, and total darkness its blanket, when I determined its boundaries, and put its bars and doors in place? When I declared, you may come this far, but no further. Your proud waves stop here. Have you ever in your life commanded the morning or assigned the dawn its place, so that it may seize the edges of the earth, and shake the wicked out of it? The earth is changed as clay is by a seal. Its hills stand out like the folds of a garment. Light is withheld from the wicked, and the arm raised in violence is broken. Have you traveled to the sources of the sea, or walked in the depths of the oceans? Have the gates of death been revealed to you? Have you seen the gates of deep darkness? Have you comprehended to the extent of the earth? Tell me, if you know all of this. Where is the road to the home of light? Do you know where darkness lives, so you can lead it back to its border? Are you familiar with the paths to its home? Don't you know? You were already born. You have lived so long. Have you entered the place where the snow is stored, or have you seen the storehouses of hail, which I hold in reserve for times of trouble, for the day of warfare and battle? What road leads to the place where light is dispersed? Where's the source of the east wind that spreads across the earth? Who cuts a channel for the flooding rain, or clears a way for lightning, to bring rain on an uninhabited land, on a desert with no human life, to satisfy the parched wasteland and cause the grass to sprout? Does the rain have a father? Who fathered the drops of dew? Whose womb did ice come from? Who gave birth to the frost of heaven, when water becomes as hard as stone, and the surface of the watery depths is frozen? Can you fasten the chains of the Pleiades, or loosen the belt of Orion? Can you bring out the constellations in their season, and lead the bear and her cubs? Do you know the laws of heaven? Can you impose its authority on earth? Can you command the clouds, so that a flood of water covers you? Can you send out lightning bolts, and they go? Do they report to you? Here we are. Who put wisdom in the heart, or gave the mind understanding? Who has the wisdom to number the clouds, or who can tilt the water jars of heaven? When the dust hardens like cast metal, and the clods of dirt stick together. Can you hunt prey for a lioness, or satisfy the appetite of young lions, when they crouch in their dens and lie in wait within their lairs? Who provides the raven's food, and its young cry out to God, and wander about for lack of food? Do you know when mountain goats give birth? Have you watched the deer in labor? Can you count the months they are pregnant, so that you know the time they give birth? They crouch down to give birth to their young, and deliver their newborn. Their offspring are healthy and grow up in an open field. They leave and do not return. Who set the wild donkey free? Who released the swift donkey from its harness? I made the desert its home, and the salty wasteland its dwelling. It scoffs at the noise of the village, and never hears the shouts of a driver. It roams the mountains for its pasture land, searching for anything green. Would the wild ox be willing to serve you? Would it spend the night by your feeding trough? Can you hold the wild ox to furrow by its harness? Will it plow the valleys behind you? Can you depend on it because its strength is great? Would you leave it to do your hard work? Can you trust the wild ox to harvest your grain and bring it to your threshing floor? The wings of the ostrich flap joyfully, but are her feathers and plumage like a stork's? She abandons her eggs on the ground and lets them be warmed in the sand. She forgets that a foot may crush them, or that some wild animal may trample them. She treats her young harshly, as if they were not her own, with no fear that her labor may be in vain. For God has deprived her of wisdom. He has not endowed her with understanding. When she proudly spreads her wings, she laughs at the horse and its rider. Do you give strength to the horse? Do you adorn his neck with a mane? Do you make him leap like a locust? His proud snorting fills one with terror. He paws in the valley and rejoices in his strength. He charges into battle. He laughs at fear, since he is afraid of nothing. He does not run from the sword. A quiver rattles at his side, along with a flashing spear and a javelin. He charges ahead with trembling rage. He cannot stand at the sound of a trumpet. When the trumpet blasts, he snorts defiantly. He smells the battle from a distance. He hears the officers shout and the battle cry. Does the hawk take flight by your understanding and spread its wings to the south? Does the eagle soar at your command and make its nest on high? It lives on a cliff where it spends the night. Its stronghold is on a rocky crag. From there it searches for prey. Its eyes penetrate the distance. Its brood gulps down blood, and where the slain are, it is there. Now we read Revelation 21. Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. I also saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared like a bride adorned for her husband. Then I heard a loud voice from the throne. Look, God's dwelling is with humanity, and he will live with them. They will be his peoples, and God himself will be with them and will be their God. He will wipe away every tear from their eyes. Death will be no more. Grief, crying, and pain will be no more, because the previous things have passed away. Then the one seated on the throne said, Look, I am making everything new. He also said, Write, because these words are faithful and true. Then he said to me, It is done. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. I will freely give to the thirsty from the spring of the water of life. The one who conquers will inherit these things, and I will be his God, and he will be my son. But the cowards, faithless, detestable, murderers, sexually immoral, sorcerers, idolaters, and all liars, their share will be in the lake that burns with fire and sulfur, which is the second death. Then one of the 7 angels who had held the 7 bowls filled with the 7 last plagues came and spoke with me. Come, I will show you the bride, the wife of the Lamb. Then he carried me away in the Spirit to a great high mountain and showed me the holy city, Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, arrayed with God's glory. Her radiance was like a precious jewel, like a jasper stone, clear as crystal. The city had a massive high wall with 12 gates. The 12 angels were at the gates. The names of the 12 tribes of Israel's sons were inscribed on the gates. There were 3 gates on the east, 3 gates on the north, 3 gates on the south, and 3 gates on the west. The city wall had 12 foundations, and the 12 names of the 12 apostles of the Lamb were on the foundations. The one who spoke with me had a golden measuring rod to measure its city, its gates, and its walls. The city is laid out in a square. Its length and its width are the same. He measured the city with a rod at 12,000 stadia. Its length, width, and height are equal. Then he measured its wall, 144 cubits according to human measurement, which the angel used. The building material of its wall was jasper, and the city was pure gold, clear as glass. The foundations of the city were well adorned with every kind of jewel. The first foundation is jasper, the second sapphire, and the third chalcedony, the fourth emerald, the fifth sardonyx, the sixth carnelian, the seventh chrysolite, and the 8th beryl, the 9th topaz, the 10th chrysoprase, the 11th jacinth, The 12th, amethyst. The 12 gates are 12 pearls. Each individual gate was made of a single pearl. The main street of the city was pure gold, transparent as glass. I did not see a temple in it, because the Lord God the Almighty and the Lamb are its temple. The city does not need the sun or the moon to shine on it, because the glory of God illuminates it, and its lamp is the Lamb. The nations will walk by its light, and the kings of the earth will bring their glory into it. Its gates will never close by day, because it will never be night there. They will bring the glory and honor of the nations into it. Nothing unclean will ever enter it, nor anyone who does what is detestable or false, but only those written in the Lamb's book of life. Now we read Psalm 103. My soul, bless the Lord, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. My soul, bless the Lord, and do not forget all his benefits. He forgives all your iniquity. He heals all your diseases. He redeems your life from the pit. He crowns you with faithful love and compassion. He satisfies you with good things. Your youth is renewed like the eagle. The Lord executes acts of righteousness and justice for all the oppressed. He revealed his ways to Moses, his deeds to the people of Israel. The Lord is compassionate and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in faithful love. He will not always accuse us or be angry forever. He has not dealt with us as our sins deserve or repaid us according to our iniquities. For as high as the heavens are above earth, so great is his faithful love towards those who fear him. As far as the east is from the west, so far has he removed our transgressions from us. As a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. For he knows what we are made of, remembering that we are dust. For as for a man, his days are like the grass. He blooms like a flower of the field. When the wind passes over it, it vanishes, and its place is no longer known. But from eternity to eternity, the Lord's faithful love is towards those who fear him, and his righteousness toward the grandchildren of those who keep his covenant, who remember to observe his precepts. The Lord has established his throne in heaven, and his kingdom rules over all. Bless the Lord, all his angels of great strength, who do his word, obedient in his command. Bless the Lord, all his armies, his servants who do his will. Bless the Lord, all his works, and all the places where he rules. My soul, bless the Lord. On day 258, we read of Elihu assuming to know more about God than others, and in Revelation, Satan is defeated forever. Today in Job, Elihu claims to know the words of God through all of this adversity. He speaks of God's words being powerful and commanding. He ends with a condemnation of Job, saying that he doesn't know as much as he claims he does, and he should know his place under God. He claims that God is too distant and too transcending to listen to our pleas and questions. And everyone seems to agree with this, including Job. The difference is that Job desires to ask questions to God, while his friends do not. But God speaks. He's tired of hearing the false claims about him and who he is. Now, God is challenging Job's understanding of the universe. He makes Job realize that if he is so unable to even describe the simplest parts of the natural world, how then can he make assumptions about the nature of God? Job and his friends have assumed they know God and his ways, but they are a mystery to them. They boast to know God, yet they can't even explain why the wild animals do the things they do. This is not necessarily God saying, "Never ask me questions." It's not sinful to ask questions. In fact, we are encouraged to seek guidance from him. But that is not what they did. They did not seek guidance from God, and only when faced with the crisis of belief did Job seek answers. They assumed them. Instead, God is telling Job, "How can you ask things of me when you don't even know me?" If we want answers, we must humbly come before God, understanding his mighty works and nature, and ask for guidance for his mysteries to be revealed. In Revelation, John sees a new heaven and a new earth. Scholars debate whether this means that all of creation will be destroyed and remade, or that God will recondition creation. However, this terminology suggests a renewal. John sees the new city of Jerusalem, descending on the earth, and voices celebrating the restored relationship between God and man. In particular, John hears the voice from the throne declare an end to suffering, pain, and death for all of eternity. At the same time, John hears a reminder that sin, and those who choose it over God, are condemned to the second death. John tries to describe the New Jerusalem, but struggles to explain. He calls it gold, but gold isn't clear, and so he's witnessing the New Jerusalem, and due to his earthly mindset, he is unable to properly tell us how beautiful it is. John also points out that there is no temple in this new city, since there is no need for a temple. Temples, priests, and rituals are all necessary when man is somehow separated from God. Two people speaking face to face don't need telephones or letters. They don't need mediators. Those living in direct communion with God won't need a temple. This description also re-emphasizes the perfect holiness of this New Jerusalem, and the fact that only those who put their faith in Christ will be found here. Lastly, in Psalm, we see a psalm of praise to God and how he is blessed. He is righteous and merciful, and is more than worthy of praise day and night forever. Thank you for joining in the reading and understanding of these chapters, and let us all be vigilant in continuing this reading. Please share, like, follow, or whatever you can do to help us reach more people with the Bible reading. Please also check out the High Quality Gospel website for more information and a couple of store items. Thank you, and keep learning.